Okay, y'all heard the announcement. So we are now being recorded. And for those who could not make today's meeting, I will post this out to the Facebook Messenger inbox so everybody can view it and see information that they might want to fall in on. So I put out an agenda, and I want to try to stick to that as much as I can today as we follow through. Um, I We have some designs. Sonia, I think you had already commented on the designs. You were one of the only one person who had commented, but I got comments from Nana. So the goal is when Kazan does her designs, I told her that you're going to get feedback, and I have given her my feedback, but I just don't want my feedback to be the total end of it all feedback. She put out two designs this morning. Did you see those, Sonia? You may not have had chance.
I did see them.
Okay. And Charles Cook, who I guess he can't make it today, he put some pictures out indicating that those might be considered as well into the design. So all this is good to be getting unique stuff coming in so we can look at how we move forward. Um, then I got number two today. We need to we need to consider colors in a design, and that's going to come later. So I thought I should have extracted that, but I didn't. But that's not going to be something we're going to talk about. Mr. Cook can't make it at this point in time. Mr. Cook operated a magazine that I want him to take charge of the advertising campaign once we get uploaded and running. Okay. So he'll be helpful to communicate in the northern part of the USA. And I don't know his circulation base, but that will help create the awareness campaign, which is certainly needed. So he's going to be a necessity to have because once we finalize all the beautiful patterns, designs, uh, if we just know it ourselves, it don't go anywhere. But if we have other people who can pick up and read about it through an ad campaign, that's going to be helpful. Now, I will say this about Mr. Cook. He seems to know quite a few people. And I'll throw this out without meaning nothing at all to say that this will be a reality. But one of the persons he's ran by me of late, Sade, and you guys heard her beautiful voice, I'm sure. She is a very successful recording artist. And I said, Charles, yeah, I said, can you get her to, if we get designs that she would just at least wear those designs and we can do photos, and that's going to cost money. I got that, but that don't come with money up front. It comes with money that can be made. Hold on just a second, everybody. Hello, sir. Oh, it's in the message box with all of the Facebook. No, no, well, okay. Let me stick it up. Uh, I trust me. I'm sorry. Okay, hold it. Let me stick and I send it to you on your cell phone. I don't know if I can, but I'll get. Thank you, sir. Be good. And the meeting is recorded, so you'll get that information. Okay. All right. Bye bye. Okay, everybody. Sorry about that interruption. He seriously wanted to be on, and he's having complicated complications finding the link, which I told him has already been posted out. But that happened a lot with people in the Facebook environment. Uh, but sharing some of the fact that he does know some people that are recognizable people. They're not in the point that we could. Oh, he's calling me again. Hold on just a second. Okay, that was what you call a butt call, everybody. My apologies for that. But I don't know if that will ever become a reality, but it's a possibility. So we'll look at all aspects of once we formalize the designs as they will come out. We're going to have some people to take photo shots in them and people can see them. And Sonia, you're a beautiful daughter. I just have to think that at one point we'll be able to sit down, talk with you, James, and her, and to see if you guys might want to be part of the ad campaign as well. Um, Nana, the fourth thing on the agenda, Nana, who lives in Ghana. Uh, Hello, did somebody say something, or did I hear something mistakenly? Must be static. The gentleman in Ghana, his name is Nana, and he works with a tour company, and he's critical to have in our group. And here's what happens with him. Ghana brings in quite a few Americans as tourists. He operates and works with a tourist company. What he does with that company for people just getting in, he present a folder of designs for outfits. And he said once they select their outfits, he thereby go back and make the outfits and give that to them when they depart on the tours back home. So he would be a fresh door to have in our group where he can introduce our product line to people who are traveling as tourists to Ghana. They can be first introduced through him. And then even to the point, in fact, he can make patterns, Kazan, that you will eventually design. Okay. Now, number 5 is looking into the future. And I got diapers. Sonia, if you can, could you unmute yourself? And okay, thank you. Now you see diapers. I hope you might ask a question. What are diapers all about? Just in case you do. Okay, let me tell you what the future is all about here. We looked at the designs already. I'm not going to go through this. By the way, everybody, did you see the Word document I put out about how we need to go through the evaluation process?
Yes.
Okay, okay. Kazan, did you see that? Kazan?
I'm not sure I saw that.
Okay, it was uh, a link that I put in this morning. It's about 3 pages. Uh, it is, I think, what we really need from a view of a critical analysis of how we are to develop this concept to make it sound. Okay. So when you get a chance today, and I'll send it to you separately if that might be helpful. So you can open it up, review it, and go through it. And there's a lot of good things in there that's broken down. And we may have future meetings addressing each of those different characters. I think that they're talking about the development of the cloth and the appeal of how we have to make that happen. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Thank
So, okay, not a problem. So, they won't move now. Okay. Uh, Now, next slide is Alkebulan diapers. We have an opportunities. Um, now this thing is moving at its own pace. Why the focus on diapers? Long story short, I shared this idea with Kazan some time ago, and we talked about having diapers with Alkebulan designs for parents to buy for their kids. And I had no idea at the time that I was talking to her about it that a couple of weeks later, I would run into a gentleman who told me that, oh yeah, we work in developing diapers for with patterns that is respective of our community. And I told him about what Kazan and I had talked about. He said, oh, yeah, we would love to be able to do that. So, Sonia, what we're going to do is, and I had to make you, and I'm going to have to tell you guys because we don't have everybody in here today. We're going to make diapers for newborns and diaper wearing kids with Alkebulan patterns. Okay, now will that be appealing? Uh, we hope so. But here's the upside, and you got to really listen to this marketing strategy. And I had been thinking about this, and it finally came to a point that I think we'll be able to do it. When mothers or parents buy diapers for their babies, um, they can go to a website that we will provide to them in the packaging. And with that insertion in the package, they can go and sign up. And when they sign up, uh, we will have an ability for them to buy insurance on their kids. Uh, and we will include in the cost of the diapers itself either all or a portion of that amount that will go towards the insurance premium. Okay. Um, before I go further, how does that sound? Does that make sense to anybody?
Wow, that's a great idea.
Okay.
Wow. Yeah, makes
I'm sorry.
lovely idea. Lovely idea.
Okay.
Insurance, yeah.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing.
I, I,
Uh, go on.
I just had a question. It's what type of insurance is this? Is it whole life or is it a term?
Uh,
And what would be the estimated monthly
amount.
cost?
Yeah. Well, those are details future to be known. Let me put it that way. The gentleman who I spoke to, he had no idea to do this concept. The gentleman who has and he's a brother that will be producing diapers. He hadn't thought about it, and I shared my idea with him. So I was kind of reluctant to go into details about this because I got to get it trademarked and copyright and all that. But I don't mind doing it because I don't think it's going to go anywhere except right now in our midst. So those specifics will be worked out in time. Um, so it could be whole life. I don't know. He works in the insurance industry, and he can derive at what is the best option, term life. And again, I don't know. I would hope it would be whole life. Um, and what I'm trying to do is address an issue that has always been prevalent in our community. We are big time spenders. It is estimated in the African American community in America, we are up to spend $2.2 trillion in 2025. And it's going to be even more, and that is projected to be 5.2%. And I got that data a little bit further down into the presentation of the money that goes out. But let me link more into this idea if I can share this with you too. As we build our clothing line of Alkebulan outfits, hold on just a second, please, everybody. Okay, Tyrone is back in the house. Okay. Um, as we get success on the diaper end of this campaign with I got two insurance companies. One I haven't talked to, but one, the guy who will be making a diaper has his own insurance agency. And he told me it was a deal that he could work through. Sonia, the questions that you had, they will come to be known in the coming weeks. Okay. Um, but that led me to think that this is a whole opportunity to get into an industry for which a lot of African Americans really don't get into, and that is putting away money for the rainy days. We are highly, not that all African Americans are over in America, but we spend a lot of money. So what I want to do with the Alkebulan brands, I want to eventually have high-end items in this line. And tell me something, if you ladies will, what are some of the prices of handbags out there in today's market that people spend big dollars for? You have an idea of the names and the prices that people pay for handbag, those big purses, I guess. You guys have
Oh,
an,
it
go
could
on.
be it can be up to $1,000
Okay.
or
Okay.
more, depending on what if it's a new design,
Okay.
and depending on the designer. I mean, I've never been that big into designer bags. I get them occasionally as gifts,
Whoa.
but I'm not one that has to have a designer purse. I'd rather spend my money traveling. So it
Whoa.
depends on the individual.
Okay. So let me lay out the plan to you. Um, those handbags are very expensive. And that means that somebody is becoming very wealthy as an end result of that. They become billionaires, right? We know that to be true. So my idea, Sonia, if it makes sense to you, let's say if you spend $500 on a bag or somebody you know does, and they buy one of our bags, if it's that price point, should it be that appealing to them? What we will do is set aside a percent of the profits that we make on the handbags, that we make on shoes, that we make on specific things, even like kids' tennis shoes. They're out there paying $300 or $400 for Michael Jordan shoes, I think. I have no idea. But that's the market I want to explore, and let me further get into it. So, example A, this customer buys an Alkebulan high-end handbag. She pays $1,500 for it. The goal is to take maybe $500 of that and put it into a 401k program, providing he or she go online and get registered into that investment. That money will be set aside specifically for them to build up income base for them. Um, that means that we're trying to get them to buy other Keebalon products along the way to make them loyal customers, because our loyalty to them is that we're going to provide an opportunity for them not just to spend big money and let people see the quality. And look, these things are made in China, no doubt about it. But uh, we can do a developmental concept where we as a corporation will take money spent by our consumers and put into a 401 package. That's typically what happened in the job environment. Now, Sonia, I'll give you a little bit more simplistic on this idea. You've seen Samuel Jackson and what's the little comedian talking about spending, what is that, Capital One? You get 6% back. You've heard that, right?
Yes.
Okay. So Capital One has probably benefited greatly using that campaign. I don't know the stats on it, but so they're giving customers 6% back. So they must be making a whole lot of money when they do that. And yes, they are. That's the thing. But what I want to do with Akivalon, I want to develop it where we, for example, develop a concept, and I'll have to get some of these marketing minds. There are some people that I know that can do this. Um, we will have our people to have the ability to invest in a 401k plan. Now, the 401k plans represent money that you put in through your structure, which would be a Keebalon, and that goes into the investment of different um, collective companies that does certain specific things. It could be in the electrical industry or any other kind of industry that 401ks are targeted by employers for employees to put their money into. And each month they can go in and see how much their money is making, and they can change the different investment tools. Um, now, what we can do with this is help people who have the tenaciousness to spend money on nice things that they want. And a lot of people do that. But it would be the smartest thing for them to do if they realize that if it picks up at the propensity that I know that it will, um, they will begin to buy Keebalon products, a Keebalon shoes, a Keebalon, whatever the things that we have to offer. okay? And they will see the benefits of it. They will be taking money, not out of their pockets as per se. This is money out of the pocket that they spend for the products that we offer. But unselfishly, our company can make it in such ways that portion of what they pay for, we can bed that into the actual cost of the product. And then when they buy it, we give them a slip inside the packaging. They go to the website, sign up for it, and that money, then they can redirect that money. They don't own that money, not at that point in time. The money will be owned by Alkebulan, okay? Not by them. It is our profits. We choose to share profits with them. So they can take that money and invest into different areas. Now, what that means is that over a period of time, they could get an accumulation of money through buying dresses, outfits, shoes, tennis, shoes, whatever. And they could, for instance, like their kids, they could accumulate enough money in these processes that they could make a down payment on a home, uh, college tuition if they care to do that. Um, and believe it or not, there's enough money out there that's circulating in our marketplace that we can take it out and put it into the Black consumer hands as an investment. So the money can be used wisely. And some 401k programs. And Sonia, have you been in one of those programs before yourself?
Oh, yes.
Okay. So you can borrow some of the money if you care to do so, right? You have to pay it back.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, okay. So, but what I want to do, this is not in that environment that you and I both, and I worked in that environment too. You worked and you told your employer that I want to devote 5 or 6% of my money into the investment, and they would match it in most instances. Okay. So what we're going to do, and it's going to be a lot of legal finagling through the issues. What we're going to do as a corporation is allow people through the purchases is to take portion of the money. We're not going to match, okay? We're not going to be that uh, savvy to do that. But that money will be on their behalf to invest into a 401k program or into life insurance. So let's look at this thing and materialize, and let's look at 10 years or 20 years into the future. I won't be here, but it's just the reality of life.
Tyrone, I just need a clarification. Did you say you will not match what they put in?
No, we can't because we're not a corporation from that aspect. So,
Okay.
and what they're putting in is what the corporation gives them from the price of the product. So, for instance, let's use an example. Let's say that we have a handbag. I'm going to use an expensive product that we are retailing for $1,000. The cost to our corporation, that handbag might cost us um, $300. 300. I would use that as a benchmark. And we sell that out to a retailer, and they paid $350 or $400 for it. Then they sell it out to the customer for $1,000. So, but in that $300 cost, we'll have maybe $75 or $100 into that bag. And I want to take that money, portion of that money, put it into a form that the buyer of the handbags can take that money and put it into a 401k plan. So in that case, the retailer of the bag will make his profits, his or her profits. We would make money from the sale of the product to the retailer, but the customer who buys it has an upside benefit that they will be able to have money out of the mere fact that we added that money into the actual wholesale price. Is that making sense, Sonia? I just want to make sure I got that clear.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So now they will have to go onto a site that will have a website, all that's developed, and this is futuristic thinking, register themselves, and whatever the requirement is, maybe receipt or something. We have to validate that they have the purchase, confirm it. Then we'll be able to take that money and upon their selection, put it into a 401 or into a whole life insurance policy. Now, when I said 10, 20 years into the future, we are actually building wealth creation in the Black community by doing that. We're using their money that they spend on our products, but we're being a little bit generous with the money itself. Tyrone's not looking to buy a Mercedes-Benz or a Rolls Royce or live in a $400 million house. That's not my objective. We've seen enough of that selfishness. But this is a way to share the profits with consumers. And now, I want to ask you guys a question. Because I get too wordy and I don't mean to. What are your initial thoughts about this as you kind of heard it laid out the way that I'm trying to make it clear?
Yeah, I said it's a really great idea because I see potential in it. I
Okay.
see a buyer that is buying from us or from the company with the knowledge that part of what they're spending is going to come back to them. And
Okay.
when we were talking insurance, I was very sure it will be kind of something minimal. In my mind, I thought maybe something that will cover, like we're talking about diapers. So I was thinking it will cover um, like the early months of the child. So, I didn't know it would be long term, but long term is good, you
Yes.
know.
Yes.
Just the fact that you spend money and it comes back to you and you can grow wealth and it's just it's a great idea.
Okay. Sonia, you got anything? I get joy with your comments. You got anything to say?
Uh, Not really. It just sounds like it's going to be a process where the income that you receive back is going to depend on the number of people participating.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, so the products would be produced first,
Yes.
and then you would see what kind of demand it is for the products, and then you would create um this 401k.
And the whole life insurance, should they want that? Yes.
Okay, but it would be based on the demand for the products.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, I got
Yeah.
it.
Now, you just said something, and I want to kind of get into that. Uh, so just let's kind of use this thought. You buy the purse, one of those purse, okay? And you realize that you are going to have an ability to invest portion of what you get from the company into a 401 whole life insurance. Is that a conversation you have with your friends about bragging on the fact that I got this nice looking handbag, you see, but do you know what else comes with this handbag? Would that be something you think you could talk about or make somebody aware of?
Oh, absolutely. And you would have to have advertisement
Yeah,
on the website explaining that, because if you're going to rely on just individuals doing it, you're not going to reach
yeah,
the vast. So I know you said you had a marketing person, so marketing is going to be a big part of it.
yes, yes,
And,
yeah.
and this would be okay. So I guess what I'm thinking about now, this would be marketed where in Africa?
Oh no, this is going to be marketed, period, specifically in the USA. Now, each nations might have their own restrictions, so we have to see how that works. Uh, it may be such that in Africa, they don't have the flexibility of insurance because I don't think we have American insurance coverage over there. But Kazan, that's where you would probably be able to help us.
We don't have
Go,
flexibility
I'm
insurance.
sorry.
We don't do insurance. We like if the country does the insurance, the people do insurance, it will be like, I don't know, maybe 1%. We don't do we don't do insurance.
Yeah, I
Mm.
know. But
Not
imagine if we could get that launched over there. What would that do to the people?
um
Can I can I questions? Can I clarify?
Yeah,
that,
please,
you
please.
just they don't have insurance in Africa?
Uh, Kazan?
I don't know about Africa. They do have insurance in Nigeria. They do advertise insurance in Nigeria. And people do get insurance in Nigeria. But I am sure it's like 1%. Because Nigerians are not big on insurance. Our government does not do so much for us. So people don't see the benefits of insurance. I have a friend that recently, even though his rice farm, he farms rice, was insured when the floods came and overtook his farm. The insurance did not pay him what they were supposed to. He lost a huge amount of money. So people are not big on insurance. We talk about it, we see it, we know it, but people are not big on insurance here. And the government cannot force us.
Yes, yes.
And
Go
just want
on.
to say that is happening in America too. The insurance premiums are going so high. People, especially for health insurance, they're just opting out and putting that money in a savings account. So that would be something too. We would need to see what the economy or what the viewpoint is in our economy regarding insurance, because a lot of people feel like insurance is a bad word.
Well,
Yes.
household insurance and car
Yes.
insurance certainly is, Sonia. I agree to that. But I know we have to kind of stay on the outside of some of these things. So maybe the 401k is a more respectful thing to go with. So that's my mindset. But now something else. When I say Alkebulan products, I don't want to limit it with just an idea of just clothes and tennis shoes and diapers. One of the biggest market in the world for, I'm sorry, I don't mean to say this harshly, for melanated females happens to be wigs. Um, I know that the last time I looked at it, uh, was it 2023? That was $10 billion worth of wigs that was sold to the melanated female. That's a whole lot of money. And so I think at some point we can, as we grow and we get a little bit reputation out there, we can go to companies that are offering selling wigs and do some negotiation with them and have them to allow us to put extra money on the cost of the wigs. So those people who buy the wigs through a Keebelon will get the same benefit of a 401k or some sort of investment. Because look, that's a huge business, no doubt about it. Okay. And, but one thing that I learned when I worked 23 years in retail sales, and Sonia, this is one of the most effective advertising tools that any major corporation will tell you. It's word of mouth. And ads certainly have to play into that. But once you get word of mouth, you got a winner. So, but I can't get into the thought that word of mouth is in and of itself would be the solution. Is part of it. But that's very powerful. That I can assure you of. Okay. So I have nothing else to say today about today's meeting, but we do have a huge opportunity with diapers in the USA. I pulled that number. It was $46.6 million, I think. Look like I've lost that. I can't show it anymore. So please forgive me. So I'll stop sharing. But I think we got a huge opportunity in front of us. The first thing is to go through that document I sent out and evaluating the patterns that you've already put out to us, Kazan. And but as I told you, and I'm grateful that you got your shoulders are broad enough to accept not criticism, but what we can do to make it better. So I think that if we get too busy in the pattern, maybe I'm wrong, it might not be as attractive to create the kind of purchases we want. Sonia, you can certainly, if you see, as you have looked at those patterns, designs, uh, and I want everybody to kind of visualize if you buy a shirt or dress with that, would it be where you would be okay with that? I'm just trying to get a critical comment right now.
Yes, I would be okay with it because I know the, let me see, how do I want to say that? I know the heart of the beginning of this, but it's going to be a big marketing thing because brand loyalty is strong.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
mean, mothers know Pampers.
Yes.
You know, there are just some things people are not going to depart from, like Dawn dishwashing liquid.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, introducing a new product into a category is always challenging. When I worked in retail sales, my experience there, when we had, for instance, a new product being launched into a category that we dominate, what we do is go after that company almost immediately to destroy their presence in terms of we call it the word market share. That is how much volume of that's being sold in the market and who are the brands that are selling the most of a particular product. Um, I'm talking about getting a 3% share of that $94.6 billion that was generated in 2025. And a 3%, that number might be small, but it equates to $2 billion, $838 million. That if we're able to accomplish that, that percentage, that's what kind of money we would make. But my goal is I understand we have to build a very strong organization um, in such ways that it's solid. And that's why I'm looking at all different angles. I know we can do it. I'm very confident of it. I know there's an opportunity for it. I believe that it is. And Kazan, you kind of instantly jumped on it, which gave me a lot of good feeling that this is something that's going to materialize. Kazan, I didn't share this with you. The gentleman with the diapers, uh, there are some soccer teams that he think that we can design outfits for them. Uh, we're going to
Wow.
be able, I'm sorry.
Oh, wow.
I, I love the way you say things. Uh, so, uh, Kebalon, once we get out there in the marketplace, this old knucklehead person that's talking, I have a little bit of understanding because I have failed a lot at different businesses. And I didn't understand this when I was younger with somebody said somebody failed, and but yet still they found a way to succeed. I think I've failed enough, even with businesses I started myself, to know what it takes to be a winner. And I'm confident that we can become a multi-billion dollar company in time. Okay. Kazan, that means that you'll probably be flying over to the USA or to Europe and all those kind of places. I don't know. I do see a bright future, is what I'm trying to say. So if we start at the very base of it, we understand what the opportunities are, and we find a unique way to capture the opportunity, such as with the investment. Um, I just think, and I would love to be proven wrong, that 10 years into the future, somebody would say the Kebalon would be well known in all households through basic strategy presented as a benefit and removing the selfish image of, oh man, that guy, he made $1 billion. That's not what our goal is. I'm sorry, I've seen enough of the billionaires in this world, and I don't want to be one of those kind of people. Um, I know in Africa, there are very difficult circumstances for some people that are living through. And if we can develop a concept that can provide them a way to help alleviate some of the issues that they got, I think we'll get more support. And we're talking about 1.4 trillion people over there. That don't mean everybody's going to buy a Kebalon products, but I think everybody's going to hear about them. And I think everybody's going to understand some of the benefits that they hear through their friends, what might have happened by them buying and supporting this brand. And I think also in America, um, we are going to tackle the biggest issue in the um, Black community, and that is that we spend a lot of money. We spend high volume dollars. And I just think that we can put together a plan over time. I'll win a lot of different, I would say, contracts based on our strategy. And I think it's going to work. And I don't want to think differently. Okay.
Oh, Tyrone, let me say this before it
Shoot.
leaves my mind. There is a black creator on Instagram, and I can send you one of her reels, but this is her focus about African Americans spending their money on white products. And she is in the process of creating an app, and the name of the app is Reckon. And she says she named it that because we need to reckon the amount of money African Americans spend into uh, the economy. And her app is going to list only Black businesses.
Well,
There's nothing out there like that where you can go in an app like Amazon and
okay.
you can just pull up Black businesses.
Okay. Okay. Uh, please, that's the first way to connect with what our mission is. Uh, I would appreciate if you send that link to me. I will follow through on it, and I will
Right.
make
And
sure. Go on.
she's all in her last video. She sent, all you had to do, well, she sent out a link and you click the link and you put your email address in there expressing an interest in it. And
Hmm.
then once the app is up and running, then and it's in the app store, you will be able to purchase from it.
Okay,
I'm
wonderful.
glad I thought of that.
Okay, I'm grateful. Please send that to me, and we'll get that party started with that. And Kazan, if you can think of anything uh, where you are in Nigeria and potentially other nations in Africa, you know, if we can give kickbacks, we'll use that word, to people for buying and supporting our product. Think what areas that we can reach that we can do that in, and how it would be effective. Now, all that means something that we will have to have um, we'll have somewhat of an overhead with having a department of people working behind the scenes. And that's a good thing. That means that we're going to be creating employment. And it got to be with Black folks. I'm not going to be hiring any white people. As much as I have good white friends, they've always had the advantages. Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah. Some of my best friends, they don't struggle the way that I have struggled to get on my feet because their parents had the financial resources to do so. And a lot of it, son, you will probably recognize yourself, insurance paid paid the way for them. So we're not talking about just a business, but we're talking about how to create wealth creation in our community. And I think over time, the Alkebulan concept is going to kick butts. Okay. So I just had that in my mind. I'll die with it in me. And when that happens, I'm here, I'm gone by. But if we can get this thing up and running, and get the kind of participation that we need, we're going to go. And as I said before earlier today, some people that we start off with may not be a part of what we're going to do in the future. I can understand that because some people are busy and they don't have time, and some people may not see the future the way that we're trying to lay it out. But I think it's going to be a great future, and I want to see us do it. Okay. So, anybody else have anything else to say? I'll leave it up to you guys.
I just want to say, just applaud you for God planting this idea in your spirit and your
Yeah.
mind, because there are so many Black businesses out there, and our people have to develop a mindset to look for them. Like, I don't know if you've heard of Black Girl Vitamins. they have just exploded.
Hmm. Hmm.
That's just one that just comes to mind. The Lip Bar.
Okay.
All of these are Black businesses. And there's a push for that now, especially with this political environment.
Yes.
People are supporting the businesses that support democracy.
Yes. Yes. Well, uh, I'm grateful by way of fate that this idea has come to me. I am. It's not. I don't have the intelligence to do stuff like this on my own. It's an innate concept that has come to me, and I got some other things I'll be working on and working through in the future. As long as I'm alive, I'll do what I can to make this world that I was born into leave it a little bit better when I leave it. But I got other ideas, and like the Black Girl vitamins, what you just said. Keep in mind that when corporations grow, they buy other businesses out. Okay. Um, so I think we'll be able to generate money for either businesses to come on board with us. We can develop that kind of relationship. That happens a lot. Or we can buy them out. That might happen too. And you know what? Saying that, somebody might come in and say, I want to buy the Alkebulan. So that could happen as well. We just have to be open and develop a strategy how we want to either continue to go forward or to look at opportunities to bail out. And I'm not thinking about bailing out right now, but I think we can build generational wealth. And so, Kazan, you will benefit from it. Sonia, you being on board, you will benefit from it. And everybody else. And I did try to project that in a memo that I put out to the group that right now we're all volunteering. I'm volunteering. And at some point, we will make bonuses that those who are part of what our group is, you get a bonus and even maybe get salaries. That's the goal. But I have a document written up that has to be formalized that's going to give us that legal angle because I want for those who are willing to endure what we're going to go through, I want you to sit down and realize the benefits, you know, the fruit of your labor. You worked hard and I want it to pay off for you. So, whatever that is that happens, it's going to happen. But I believe, seriously believe it's going to be good. Okay. So, Sonia, I thank you for your input. You know, I always have to hear what you say because you have such great thoughts. And Kazan, um, as I ask you to do, please, for those who uh, throw comments about your designs, don't take it negatively. And we will evaluate each comment as they come in and see if it makes sense. And not, I'll tell them, look, great comment, but we think what we got is doable. Okay. Okay. So, Kazan, if you will, get on that diaper design. Okay. Kazan, you might be muted and unaware of it.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
And make
Okay,
sure
Michael.
when you do the diaper design, a Keebler has to be there.
Yes.
And I love that
I, I've,
one.
I've actually sent you a diaper design.
You already sent me one?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that. I'm sorry. Oh, okay. But
I I move like that fast. Like
yeah. Okay. Uh, and I'll get back with the guy about the uniforms to be designed too, uh, for the soccer team. And something else, guys. And I'm just going to tell you how broad this thing can become. Black HBC universities are always looking for money from those who went to the school. And if we can do like gowns and robes and stuff for universities, when they buy stuff, they get kickback on it. We're going to kick butts, okay? Just that confident. But listen, I thank both of you all for making it today. And do enjoy the rest of your day, okay?
You as well, Tyrone.
Thank you so much. And
okay.
much love to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you,
Oh,
Sonia
okay.
and
Thank you as
everything.
well.
Okay.